In this video, we're going to be talking about Cowboy boot lasts. So if you're familiar with my channel, you might have seen something like this. This is an Air Jordan 1 sneaker last. This is the shape of the inside of the sneaker. You put the leather over it, you wrap it around, and this is what gives the shape of the full-on shoe. So the first thing you notice while looking at a Cowboy boot last is the opening down here. This is for the heel. This is where you insert the heel once you finish the boot. Second is a square toe. Now there's lots of different shaped toes in the full-on boot system, right? Full-on boot making. I went with a square toe. Third is a steel plate on the bottom down here. I'll explain that later, but that's pretty much for the nails while nailing in the heel. And last is this big ol' arch right here. That's pretty much for fitting and to keeping your foot inside of the boot. When it comes to handmade Cowboy boots, everything has to be tailored to the customer's foot. Now this is size 13. Why it's so important is literally this is a make or break in the full-on boot making process. If you don't make this accurate to the customer's foot, or in this case my own foot, this is going to be for my personal pair, two size 13s. If you don't make it as accurate as possible, it won't be comfortable at all, and the person will not be able to wear it. It'll be so uncomfortable that like it'll literally hurt their feet 24/7. But if you make these how they're supposed to be made, it's going to be literally the most comfortable sneaker, comfortable boot, anything, object that you put on your foot. This will literally be the most comfortable thing you'll ever wear if made properly. Now you might be wondering, how do you get, the lasso accurate to the person's foot? So what you do is you measure out the foot, and you got to do left and right. Each foot is a lot different than the other, a lot more different than you would think. And we got to add, width, we got to add length, and how you do that is you got to glue this bad boy up and you add leather. Glue this bad boy up, add leather, and you pretty much shape it, you sand it down, you carve it around until it's identical to the foot. And as I said, these are each pretty much going to be full on different from one another. So once I'm done with these are going to be my last and my last only. If you want a pair in the future, once I start having these available, each person will pretty much have their own last. We're going to be hanging them up in the office. They'll look cool too, right? But each last is going to be different for not only the customer, but literally from the left foot to the right foot. Now I'm a size 13, so if you want to hook me up, with some free sneakers or whatnot, holla at your boy. I'll take them, size 13. But I'm naturally a double wide foot, and my Cowboy boots that I wear right now are double wide, size 13. So I already know what I'm going to have to do is add more leather to the outside, because when you look at my foot like looks like a hand. It's really wide. I can pretty much grab things with it, right? So I know I'm going to be adding a lot of material on the outside and maybe on the arch right here. So that's what I'm going to have to do to shape this so it looks as accurate as my foot. Now that process is literally going to take like a full-on week. Custom made boots is like a full-on process from start to finish, but once the last is finished, it is as perfect as possible, and it's all downhill after that. Now second, with making a Cowboy boot, everything is tailored to the person's foot, the person's like legs and everything. You might be wondering, what do you mean by legs? So when you make a boot, right, you also have to add the upper part, and that's all as well tailored to the ankle, to the calf support, and everything above. So like whenever you look at Nashville pictures, right, like a lot of the girls will wear boots like up to their knees, compared to guys naturally kind of wear the boots a little bit lower. So like everything in the full-on process, right, was literally going to be tailored and custom. There's a lot of different materials that you could use, as well as liners, designs. That's also the very cool thing, is that like once you add the upper part up here, I could literally add whatever design I want into it. But with all of this, compared to like sneakers like Jordans, right, when you take apart a pair of like Jordans, you have to go off the sneaker. But with boots, you literally have to make everything from scratch. So the full-on sole is going to be all natural leather, the heel is going to be leather, whether you want like a roper style or whatnot. There's like different style heels that you could use. There's also different style toes. So there's pointed toes, round toes, there's a square toe like what I got, just because naturally well, first of all, the pair that I own right now is square, so I really like it. I think it looks good on me. And you can also go with the pointed toe, but for this one we're going to be going with a square toe. Now the materials I'm going to be using are a bunch of different kangaroos pretty much. Kangaroo is not only really tough and strong, but it's nice and flexible, and it's very durable, so it's going to last a long time, and it'll look great on this last one shaping. Now you might be wondering, what is the metal plate on here for? Well, that's whenever you drive nails into it. Now say that there's a piece of leather down the whole bottom piece, right? We're going to be nailing in a heel, and what it does is that when the nails go in, it's literally going to like curl up because there's a metal plate right there. It's going to act like a fish hook, so the heel will pretty much like be on there 100%, and that's what that metal plate's there for. You drive a nail in it, a nail's obviously isn't going to go through that metal, so it's going to like back it around, and it's going to curl it up so it'll be nice and hooked in there, so the heel won't go anywhere. You also have this upper arch right here on the toe, and like it's pretty much going to sit naturally like that, but with sneakers you still need a little up and opening over here, so once you walk it could like curl correctly, compared to like if this was flat like this, you wouldn't be, look, it's just like a plank, you wouldn't be able to walk at all. So that's why you got this curl right here. And then last lastly is you got this big old arch right there, and that's pretty much like an opening inside the boot so you can put your foot inside and out, because if you like make it as accurate as possible where like it's down like that and like that, you wouldn't be able to get your foot in at all. So that's why there's such a big but like strong arch right there. Now why tailored boots like this are so much better than factory boots is that it's made towards your foot. Also, the materials are the best materials you could possibly get compared to like boots that you get at the store. It's a lot of cheap materials. It's a lot of cheap fabrics that are made into it. There are some that are made really well, but a lot of them don't last as long as a handmade boot like this. A handmade boot like this is gonna pretty much last forever. And if anything messes up, you could literally redo it and it's back to brand new. So there's like stories where people will wear their boots for 20 years, they take it back to the person that made the boot and they fix it up and it goes on for like another 10 years. Like once you got these, they're as good as possibly could be made, and also they're literally the most comfortable sneaker ever, the most comfortable boot ever that you wear. And that's because everything is made with leather, right? So once it forms to your foot, it's literally made for your foot. The inside of the sole is like shaped to the bottom of your foot. The upper part up here is like shaped to your foot, and it's so comfortable. Now my artistic side gets to come out once making these, because the upper is literally going to be whatever design that you want. So first of all, the height of it, I'm going to do a little bit under my calves just because I naturally have really big calves and I don't want it to be wrapping around my calf. But second is you could choose your own design, which is very awesome, and that's really fun to do. So whenever you see like handmade custom boots, there's always different designs on the upper. Hey, who knows, maybe, you know, we could add some YouTube stuff on there, like, subscribe, something like that, maybe my logo. There's lots of cool stuff we could play around with, but you can play around with colors, materials. I mean, you could play around with all the pythons, the stingrays, all the exotics. You could be playing around with that, as well as a toe too. I mean, we're definitely going to be making some python boots as well. I can't wait to start on these very soon. This is very important to me because I love boots. I'm always wearing my boots, even though I do a lot of sneaker stuff on the channel, right? I mean, half of the time I'm wearing my boots and my jeans, and making a pair of boots will be really cool, very special. I mean, a lot of people that I know, most people that I know, wear cowboy boots and wear jeans. That's just the area that I'm in. So making a pair of boots, right? Whoo-hoo. We're going to be making some fire boots. I mean, comment down below. Let me know what colors, materials, maybe designs that we're going to be going along with. But in the future, once I start making these videos, you're going to be like going through this process the same speed that I'm going to. Like, I'm going to be messing up a lot. I know everything's going to be pretty much hand stitched, so it's going to take a long time. But once it's finished, it's going to look very nice. You think I could pull these off? The yellow glasses? Let me know. Comment down below. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. How you doing? Keep it moving. Watch this video right here.